Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okey, jadi kita akan bincangkan kertas 1 bahasa Inggeris. Untuk video ni cuma soalan 1 hingga 20. So hopefully you guys have finished answering the paper 1 question that I gave yesterday. So let's go through the question. Question 1. Okay, who is teaching you mathematics? Who? Jawapan dia who. Kenapa bukan what? Kenapa bukan which? Kenapa bukan whose? Okay, dia punya verb adalah teaching or teach. Ni verb asas dia, teach. Jadi teach tu maksud dia mengajar. Yang boleh mengajar tu orang je lah. Sebab what ni apa, which ni yang mana, dan whose ni kepunyaan siapa. So awak tahu teach tu hanya untuk orang, mengajar tu orang lah. So who is siapa, siapa hanya untuk orang. Right, I hope that's clear. Okay. Question number 2. Belinda dances even with a prosthetic leg. I'm not sure if this is the correct spelling, but it's fine. Dances A slowly, B greatly, C silently, and D gracefully. So yang mana satu jawapan dia? Dances, dance, menari, slowly or greatly dengan hebat, silently dengan senyap, or gracefully dengan lemah lembut. Menari mesti dengan lemah lembut. So answer is D. Bukan slowly, menari dengan perlahan is not suitable, tak cukup sesuai. Greatly dengan hebat, it can be greatly, tapi sebab dalam pilihan 4-4 ni ada gracefully, so jawapan dia bukan greatly lah. Okay, jawapan dia gracefully. Silently ni macam perbuatan yang senyap. Contohnya reading silently in a library, membaca dengan senyap dalam perpustakaan. Okay. Next, question number 3. You are not going to the party, comma, blank, you. So, is ke, are, isn't, aren't. Which one do you think it is? You are not going to the party. Kat sini dia dah bagi are not. Kat belakang ni bila tanya are you, sebab kat depan dia dah bagi are not. Kat belakang kita cakap are you. You are not going to the party, are you? Dia bukan you are not going to the party, aren't you? Okay, kalau translate dia dalam Malay dia bunyi macam ni. Awak tak akan pergi ke parti tu, bukankah awak? Faham tak? Macam mana nak cakap Sebab kat depan ni dah are not, kat belakang ni awak letak are je lah. Kalau kat depan ni, contoh kat depan ni cuma ada are, you are going to the party, aren't you? Belakang ni akan jadi aren't. Aren't yang jawapan D ni. Aren't ni adalah singkatan untuk are not. Wait. Are not. Okay. So jawapan dia adalah, sebab kat sini tadi ada not kan. Wait. Kat depan ni ada are not. You are not going to the party. So kat sini adalah jawapan dia adalah are you. Sebab kat depan ni dah ada are not. Okay. Answer is B. Okay, let's go to question number 4. I told Amalina to leave. I was very tired. Blank, I was very tired. Okay, saya suruh Amalina pergi tempat kosong. I was very tired. Saya sangat penat. Tadi saya dah suruh Amalina pergi. Tadi saya sangat penat. I was. Was ni kata past tense. verb to be past tense, dah berlaku. Told ni pun adalah kata kerja past tense, dah berlaku. I told Amalina. Kalau present tense sekarang, sedang berlaku sekarang, dia jadi I tell. Tapi sebab dia dah berlaku, so I told Amalina to leave. I was very tired. So benda ni adalah sinonim. Dua-dua ayat ni adalah sinonim. I told Amalina to leave. Saya suruh Amalina pergi. Saya penat. Sesuai. Jadi kenapa? Yang mana satu sesuai sebagai penyambung kat tengah ni? Conjunction dia. A, yet. I told Amalina to leave. Yet I was very tired. Yet tu sama macam yet. I told Amalina to leave. Yet I was very tired. Macam walaupun saya sangat penat. Saya suruh Amalina pergi walaupun saya sangat penat. It doesn't make sense. Dia tak sesuai. Okay, tengok B. Since. I told Amalina to leave since I was very tired. Since ni maksud dekat sini adalah oleh kerana. So saya suruh Amalina pergi oleh kerana saya sangat penat. It makes sense. Sesuai. But do not rush. Jangan rushing untuk pilih itu sebagai jawapan. Awak ada masa. So tengok C. And I told Amalina to leave. Saya suruh Amalina pergi and dan saya sangat penat. Okay, mungkin sebab orang rasa sinonim, dia ayat sesuai, tapi dia consequential. Saya suruh Amalina pergi sebab saya sangat penat. Bukan saya suruh Amalina pergi dan saya sangat penat. Dia tak sesuai. Dia macam dua perkara yang berbeza. Saya suruh Amalina pergi dan saya sangat penat. It's not suitable enough. Okay, D. For I told Amalina to leave for I was very tired. Okay, for sebenarnya boleh digunakan sebagai sebab, kerana. Okay, so sekarang kita ada dua pilihan yang sesuai. B. Since I was very tired, and D. For I was very tired. So kita kena tahu, kita kena tengok ayat pula. Contoh struktur ayat tu macam mana. I told Amalina to leave, since I was very tired. Sesuai atau tak? Sebenarnya kat sini memang sesuai, yang paling sesuai antara B dengan D. For yang lebih sesuai ialah B, since I was very tired. For boleh jadi jawapan yang betul, tapi jarang digunakan sebagai sebab. For ni ada dua maksud. Dia boleh jadi, maksud dia untuk, for you, this flower is for you, bunga ini untuk awak. Ataupun sebab yang kedua adalah, ataupun maksud yang kedua adalah sebab. For I was sleepy for I slept for I was very tired. I was sleepy for I was very tired. Saya mengantuk kerana saya penat. Okay, also make sense, but jarang digunakan. So sebab kita ada since, I prefer you to use the conjunction since. Okay. Oops. Alright, let's go to question 5. Adam, said his father, lock the door blank. Don't ask Lisa to do it. He's very stern about it. Adam, said his father. Okay, ada pembuka kata, penutup kata, ada quotation marks. So you have to read it as a sentence. Baca dia sebagai read it as a conversation sentence. Okay, maksud said his father. Ayah Adam cakap. Adam said his father, kata ayah dia, lock the door blank. Don't ask Lisa to do it. Jangan suruh Lisa buat. Pergi kunci pintu. Okay, blank. And then you look at the choices. Herself, himself, yourself, and yourselves. Okay, if you remember anything I said from class. Wait, song is getting distracting. Okay, if you remember anything I said from class, herself is for girl or female. Himself is for boys or male or man, whatever. Yourself, SELF is for one person, and yourselves is for all of you. Help yourselves to the food. Pergi ambil, semua orang boleh pergi ambil makanan sendiri. Semua orang, yourselves, you know, SELVES maksudnya ramai, plural. So Adam lock the door, something. Okay, awak tahu Adam ni lelaki. Adakah jawapan dia himself sebab Adam ni lelaki? No. Sebab ni adalah ayat perbualan. Ayah dia yang cakap. So it should be in the first person. Ayah dia yang cakap benda ni. Ayat ni first person dia ayah dia lah. Ayah dia yang cakap ayat ni. Dan second person, orang yang dengar ayat ni ialah Adam. So ayah dia kata lock the door. Which one? It should only be C or D. Yourself or yourselves. Yourself or yourselves. Sebab Adam ada seorang, so jawapan dia ialah C, yourself. Alright. So should have no more problem with that. So let's go to question 6. Choose the most suitable proverb. Pilih peribahasa yang paling sesuai. Okay, number 6. If you want that job badly enough, you will figure something out. After all, okay, apa maksud dia? Kalau awak nak pekerjaan, job ni pekerjaan. If you want that job badly enough. Kalau awak nak pekerjaan tu sangat, badly enough ni maksudnya sangat-sangat nak, sangat-sangat. Okay, you will figure something out. Figure something out ni maksud dia fikir cara dia, fikir something. Cuba cari jalan, nak juga pekerjaan tu, nak juga kerja tu. Okay, apa pepatah peribahasa yang sesuai untuk ayat ni? After all, kat belakang ni pepatah dia lah yang tempat kosong ni. Okay, we have A, let sleeping dog lie. Biarkan anjing yang tidur tu terus tidur. Maksudnya jangan kacau anjing yang tengah tidur tu. Okay, tak apa, terbiar dulu. Dia macam tak sesuai sangat dengan ayat yang kita tak kat atas tu. Okay, let's look at B. Where there's a will, there's a way. Di mana ada, ini Malay dia ada pepatah, peribahasa yang sama. Mana ada kemahuan, di situ ada jalan. Kalau nak, mesti ada cara untuk dapatkannya. Tu maksud dia. Okay, macam dah sesuai, tapi kita tengok C dulu. Once bitten, twice shy. Once bitten, sekali dah kena gigit, yang kali kedua tu tak nak dah. Macam dah tahu dah dapat pengajaran. Okay, tak sesuai dengan number 6 punya sentence. Let's go to number D. More haste, less speed. Kalau terburu-buru, lagi lambat boleh sampai. Itulah maksud dia.
Yang ni 5 kok adik.
Okay.
Lagi dah. Anda kata benar.
Okay. More haste, less speed ni maksud dia kalau lagi terburu-buru, lagi lambat sampai. Itu maksud dia. So for number 6 sentence, apa yang paling sesuai, peribahasa yang paling sesuai untuk number 6 is B. Where there's a will, there's a way. Mana ada kemahuan, di situ ada jalan. Okay, senang. Kalau awak ingat patah ni, nanti bolehlah pakai dalam peperiksaan kalau dia keluar. Okay, number 7. Wait, why is it not gone? Here. Okay, number 7. Farah to London last year. Farah blank to London last year. Farah ke London tahun lepas. Farah ke London tahun lepas. Go ke goes, went or going. Ini yang paling sesuai. Okay, kalau awak nak guna going, kalau nak guna going ataupun kalau nak guna going, awak kena ada ing. Kalau awak ingat, Miss dah bagi awak verb to be is, are, was, were, am. Baru awak boleh letak ing kat belakang going ni. Macam mana awak nak tambah ing kalau kat depan ni tak ada verb to be? Kalau nampak Farah terus blank. So kat sini adalah verb asas dia, sama ada go, goes atau went. Awak tengok dah tempat pula, tense dia adalah last year, tahun lepas dah berlaku. So it's either go or dah past tense dah. When, go, goes ni obviously dah salah sebab ni semua adalah present tense. Okay, when ni adalah past tense untuk go. Jadi jawapan dia adalah C, went. Is, tak ada tak ada was, tak ada were, am pun tak ada, semua tak ada. So jawapan dia tak boleh jadi going. Alright, tu dah ada note kat situ. I hope you take those notes, letak dekat awak punya, kalau awak salin, tulis dalam mana tempat awak salin tu. Kalau awak print, tulis kat mana kertas yang awak dah print tu. Okay, number 8, the cameras blank. The school installed last month are useful in catching vandals. Vandals ni orang yang buat vandalism, merosakkan harta benda awam. The cameras the school installed last month are useful. Okay, the cameras, who, whose, whom, that. Siapa benda ni merujuk kepada the camera ke merujuk pada school? Merujuk pada siapa? Who, whose, whom, that. Nak merujuk pada siapa? Okay, merujuk pada who. Who ni orang kan? Whose ni pun orang. Kepunyaan siapa? Kepunyaan orang mana? Whom ni pun adalah kepunyaan orang, ataupun sentence equivalent to whose. Equivalent to whose. So who, whose, whom ni semua untuk orang. Camera ni pun bukan orang, school ni pun bukan orang. So answer is D, that. Bila awak baca ayat dia penuh, the cameras that the school installed last month are useful in catching vandals. Jawapan dia make sense. The cameras who the school macam pelik kan, terus salah sebab who, whose, whom tu semua untuk orang. Yes. Okay, number 9. The monkey is going to sleep on a tree top. Blank. Okay, A, B, C, D. The monkey is going to sleep on the tree top tonight. Make sense? Kita tengok B dulu. The monkey is going to sleep on the tree top yesterday. No, doesn't make sense. It's wrong. Is going to ni dah merujuk ke future tense. Maksudnya dia tak berlaku lagi, dia akan berlaku di masa hadapan. So tak tahu masa hadapan tu bila, tengok pilihan yang diberi. Yesterday salah, yesterday is behind us. Yesterday semalam dah berlaku, kemarin. Okay, then C is then. The monkey is going to sleep on a tree top then. It can be, tapi bergantung kepada konteks ayat tu. Tengah ada perbualan ke atau something, macam ada orang tanya ke, kalau kat belakang ni tanda soal, then C, then make sense. Dia akan jadi the monkey is going to sleep on the tree top then. Macam tanya kan, macam tanya dengan penuh gaya. Jadi C may be the answer, but it's not, sebab belakang ni ada full stop, ayat biasa saja. And then D, tomorrow is esok. Okay, is going to, tadi Miss dah kata is going to future tense kan. Tomorrow is also future, esok belum berlaku lagi di masa hadapan. Tapi sesuai ke tomorrow dengan tidur? Maksudnya the monkey is going to sleep on a tree top tomorrow. Monyet tu akan tidur atas pokok esok. Tonight, okay, maksudnya yang awak kena pertimbangkan ialah A, tonight, ataupun D, tomorrow. Tonight dan tomorrow, kalau tidur tonight lah lebih make sense, yang lebih sesuai, yang lebih munasabah. So jawapan dia adalah A, tonight. Unless tonight tak wujud, melainkan tonight tu tak ada dalam pilihan tu kat situ, mungkinlah jawapan dia D, tomorrow. Esok lah monyet akan tidur atas pokok. Mungkin malam ni monyet tidur dalam kandang ke macam mana. Okay, number 10, the price of the golden watch is very expensive. Okay, ni tak silap dia tak letak sebenarnya ni. Okay, dia tak cakap apa yang kena pilih dekat bawah ni. Jadi kita anggap je lah dia sebagai sebab tengok pilihan dekat bawah ni, cheap, dear, affordable and economic. Yang berbeza antara 4 pilihan ni, yang berbeza hanyalah satu, which is dear. Sinonim, kita anggap je lah soalan dia pick synonym for the word in bold. Okay. Synonym untuk expensive is B, dear. Yang lain ni semua maksud dia murah. A, cheap, murah. Affordable, C, affordable is mampu milik, mampu dimiliki, which means it's ada another word for murah. Okay, boleh. Economic pun maksud dia mampu milik, boleh dimiliki, sesuai. So murah maksud dia. B, dia ni walaupun maksud dia tak selalu fikir dia tu sayang, dia tu ataupun nak mula surat awak, dia siapa nama dia jannah. Okay, tu maksud dia sayang kan, sayangku jannah, kehadapan jannah. Dia dekat sini maksud dia bukan sayang, maksud dia mahal, expensive, bukan calang-calang orang boleh memilikinya. Okay, question number 11. Choose a sentence with the correct punctuation. Pilih ayat dengan tanda baca yang betul. Okay, 11 is A. Have you had your breakfast, Tony? Asked his mother. Okay, I will highlight to you the wrong thing. B is wrong. This comma is wrong. Okay, asked his mother. Yang lain tak salah. Have you had your breakfast, Tony? This is wrong. Why is it exclamation point? Exclamation point, tanda seru, salah. Ni adalah soalan. Kat belakang dah diberitahu dah. Ask his mother. Ditanya, tanya ibunya. Jadi kenapa kat belakang ni tak ada tanda soal? Macam jangan buat perangai macam ni. Okay. Have you had your breakfast, Tony? Okay, yang ni make sense. Yang ni betul, yang ni pun betul, B pun betul. B, breakfast ni bukan huruf besar. Okay, so betul. Tapi kita tengok D dulu. Okay, D ni tak ada apa, pengikat kata, quotation mark tak ada kat sini. So I'm going to put red quotation marks. Okay, wait. Okay, so D ada salah, A ada salah, B ada salah. Jawapan dia ialah C. Have you had your breakfast, Tony? Asked his mother. Full stop. Pastikan semua tanda tu betul. Okay, question 12. Based on the picture, choose the best answer to fill in the blanks. Berdasarkan gambar, I don't know where the picture is. Apparently there is no picture, tapi tak apa kot. It's fine. Kita tengok dulu. Christmas celebration is just around the corner. Dorothy and her mother are at the supermarket to buy some. Christmas celebration, supermarket. Okay, kita tahu dah setting dia Christmas, sambutan Christmas. Dorothy dengan mak dia memang sambutan Christmas. Okay, kita sambung balik. Tadi kita ada gangguan sikit, tak apa. Kita sambung balik. Christmas celebration is just around the corner. Dorothy and her mother at the supermarket to buy some. Kita tahu setting dia Christmas. Kita tahu dia orang dekat, Dorothy and her mother, dia orang kat supermarket. So apa yang sesuai dibeli di supermarket? Right. Number 12. Buy some A magazines. Buy some magazines. Okay, you can buy magazines at a supermarket, but it's not a good enough answer. Not yet. Okay, let's go to B. Groceries. Barang-barang runcit. Okay, lebih sesuai. It's much more suitable answer. But let's go to C. Flowers. Supermarket to buy flowers for Christmas? Maybe, I don't know. But let's go to D. C. Let's see what D has to offer. Stationery. Alat tulis. No, kita tak beli alat tulis untuk sambut Christmas, I guess. So, benda yang paling sesuai awak beli dekat supermarket ialah groceries, barang-barang runcit. Answer is B. Logik lah, awak anggap dia sambut Christmas tu macam kita sambut Hari Raya. So, benda-benda yang kita beli benda apa nak sambut perayaan ni. Okay, number 13. Dorothy is busy helping her mother to choose all the items. To choose all the items, need to bake cookies. Okay, but we have a blank at number 13. Let's see the option. He, we, she, they. He, we, she, they. Dorothy is busy helping her mother to choose all the items he needs. Dorothy tu a girl. Obviously kita ada kat sini her mother. Mother is also girl. So he is obviously wrong. He memang salah. He tu untuk lelaki. Okay, B. We. We tu kami. Ayat ni dalam third person. So we tu kami tu for first person and second person. Okay, so we is salah also. And she need to bake cookies. Maybe. Tapi kita tengok dulu D. They need to bake cookies. Kalau tulis kat sini, okay, she ataupun they, yang mana lebih sesuai? A dengan B obviously salah. A dengan B ni memang salah. Okay, sekarang kita ada option C dengan D, she or they. Di mana satu yang paling sesuai dekat number 13 ni? Aku akan tengok ayat dia sebab kat situ boleh tahu grammar hint dia. Okay, awak tengok perkataan selepas tempat kosong tu dan awak boleh tahu perkataan sebelum tu adalah dalam bentuk the noun sebelum verb need ni adalah kata singular ataupun plural. Kata nama yang singular ataupun kata nama yang plural. Need, kalau sini singular, kalau kat number 13 blank ni adalah singular, seorang. She, which is she tu seorang perempuan. Kat sini perlu ada huruf S. She needs to bake cookies. Tapi sebab kat sini tak ada S, so jawapan dia adalah they need to bake cookies. Jawapan dia adalah D. Okay, let's go to number 14. After choosing all the goods, they go to the something to pay for all the items. Okay, paying, bayar. Lepas dah pilih semua barang, after choosing all the goods, lepas semua pilih semua barang, they go to the blank to pay for the items. Mereka pergi ke blank untuk bayar semua barang. Okay, number 14, option is A, lobby. Lobby tu macam ruang depan dekat pejabat tu. That's not the answer. B, office. Pergi office ke untuk bayar? No, not at the supermarket. No, you don't have to go to the office. Office tu pejabat. And C, room, bilik. Bayar dekat bilik ke? Bilik apa? No, it's wrong. So answer is, sebab A, B, C dah macam obviously sangat wrong. Ini awak boleh confident jawapan dia adalah D, counter. Okay, counter bayaran. Alright, number 15. Just as Dorothy's mother is about to pay the cashier, she, okay, A, B, C, D, that she has forgotten her purse. A is forget. She forgets that she has forgotten her purse. Okay, awak rasa macam betul sebab kat sini forgets, kat situ forgotten, which is the same word with different tenses. But no, I don't think so. Let's see B. What is B? She hopes that she has forgotten her purse. Hopes tu maksudnya dia berharap. Dia berharap yang dia dah lupakan beg tangan dia, which is wrong. Kenapa dia harap dia lupa beg tangan dia? It doesn't make sense. She remembers. Dia ingat. Dia teringat. Remembers tu sama ada mengingat. Bergantung pada konteks ayat. Mengingat ataupun teringat. She remembers that she has forgotten her purse. Dia teringat yang dia dah terlupa beg tangan dia. Close. And then D. But we have to still look at D. So kita tak tahu lagi C atau D yang lebih sesuai. And then D realizes, menyedari. Dia sedar ataupun dia teringat. Yang mana lebih sesuai? Untuk keadaan ayat tu, dia dah sampai dekat kaunter tu, dia dah nak bayar, barulah dia sedar. Bukan dia baru teringat. Yang dia baru sedar adalah lebih sesuai. Sebab dia dah nampak dah yang dia tak ada purse dia tu. Okay. So D, the answer is D. Realizes. Come on. Wait. Okay. D. Realizes that she has forgotten her purse. Okay, for your information, sekadar makluman, satu paragraf ni semuanya dalam bentuk present tense. Okay, bukan past tense. Biasanya dalam bentuk past tense, tapi pastikan awak betul-betul pay attention pada dia punya semualah dia punya verb dia dalam bentuk apa. Ni has adalah present tense, need tu present tense. Kalau past tense dia akan jadi needed. Okay, ask ada dua s, ask tu adalah dalam bentuk present tense. Jadi bila dah macam tu, awak dah for sure tahu apa jawapan yang awak pilih tu semuanya betul. Realizes. Sebab mungkin juga dia akan trick awak, dia letak kat sini ada realized yang ada D kat belakang. So awak dah confused yang mana satu menyedari, telah menyedari ke, baru sekarang menyedari ke, present or past. Make sure you pay attention to the tenses in the paragraph. Okay, question 16 to 17. The graph shows numbers of primary pupils with obesity in Malaysia. Okay, 2014, 15, 16, 17. 2014 is around 40 to 50, meaning in the middle like 40, 45. Okay, 2015 is about around 50 to 60. So we take in the middle, 55 maybe. 2016, 60 to 70, maybe 65, and then 2017 is 70 to 80, so around 75. Let's just guess that. Dia tak tetap sebab tak ada apa yang boleh memberi ketetapan dalam graf ni. Okay, the number 16, the graph shows that A, okay, maksudnya number 16 ni dia cuma nak graf ni menunjukkan apa yang betul, apa yang tepat telah diberi dalam graf tu. Nak kena pilih pernyataan yang paling tepat, yang paling sesuai dan tepat daripada pilihan A, B, C, D ni yang sesuai dengan graf yang diberi. Meaning you have to read all the answers. Yang lain pun semua kita baca semua jawapan, tapi yang ni amat-amat penting lah for you to read all of the answers. Okay, 16A, 2015 had the highest number of obese children. 2016 tengok 2015 had the highest number. 2015 ada nombor paling tinggi obese children. Adakah 2015 nombor paling tinggi? Tak, kita tengok nombor paling tinggi ialah 2017. Okay, A is wrong. Let's go to B. B, the number of obese children in 2016 is more than 60. Let's look at 2016. 60 to 70, nampak kat situ kan? So kalau macam tu betul lah, it's more than 60. Yang ni setakat ni B ni betul. But we cannot be comfortable yet. Tak boleh selesa sangat. Tengok dulu C. The number of obese children in 2014 is the same as in 2017. Of course salah, sebab kita tengok graf ni tadi semuanya menaik. Dia kata the same, sama. 2014 sama dengan 2017. Samakah 2014 kat sini, 2017 kat sini tak sama? Okay, so C is wrong. Tengok D, there is an equal number of obese children in 2015 and 2016. Dia kat sini pun kata equal ni maksud dia sama dengan the same. Same meaning. Equal ni sama dengan. The same ni sama. Equal ni sama juga. Sama dengan. Sama maksud dia. Equal, sama dengan. Okay, so 2015 and 16 dia kata 2015 dengan 2016 ni sama. Sama ke? No. So, D is also wrong. Answer is 2016 is more than 60. Answer is B. 16 is B. Okay, 17. Based on the graph, we know that the number of obese children in the country. Question number 17 is also the same. Maksudnya kena baca A dengan sampai D, pilihan semua kena baca sebab awak tak tahu dia nak tanya apa. Tak ada, bukan dia nak minta data daripada graf ni. Dia nak awak tahu apa benda yang betul dari graf ni. Maksudnya kena baca semualah. A is slowly decreasing. Number of obese children is slowly decreasing. Decrease ni menurun. Slowly dengan perlahan, menurun dengan perlahan. Adakah nombor ni menurun? Graf tu menurun ke menaik? Menurun ke menaik? Graf ni menaik. Okay, nampak makin banyak kan, dari 40 ke 50 naik jadi 50 ke 60, daripada 60 50 60 naik jadi 60 70, daripada tu naik jadi 70 ke 80. So nombor tu menaik. So A is wrong, salah. No. Okay, B is increasing gradually, menaik secara mendata. Gradually. Mendata tu macam straight. Tak, gradually. Menaik dah secara tetap. Menaik. Yang kita tahu menaik tu betul. Okay, tapi kita masih kena tengok jawapan C dengan D. Okay, let's look at C, the same over 5 years. Sama selama 5 tahun. Dah lah data ni bagi 4 tahun je. Lepas tu dia kata kat sini 5 tahun. Obviously ada dua benda yang salah. Sama tu pun salah, 5 tahun tu pun salah. C is wrong. And then D, increase then remain the same. Increase ni maksud dia menaik. Selepas itu sama je. Sama maksudnya ikut sama banyak je number of pupils with obesity tu. Menaik kemudian sama, tak kan? Sebab dalam graf ni menunjukkan menaik sahaja sampai tahun 2017. So the answer is also B. Like the number 16 is also B, 17 is also B. Okay, number 18. Question 18 to 20 is based on the story below. Answer the questions that follow. Okay, the unforgettable visit. I hope you have read this paragraph, this story, but I will read it anyway because I haven't. The unforgettable visit. Last school holidays, Eva and her family went to Australia for a week. She took a big bag as she had packed many warm clothes because it was cold there. While on the plane, Eva sat by the window because she wanted to see the view. She enjoyed watching the clouds high in the sky. Later, she watched a film. Looking around, she saw some passengers sleeping, some eating, some reading, and some chatting with each other. Suddenly, there was a loud noise. Everyone was shocked. Eva gripped her mother's hand tightly. The sky was dark, and it was raining heavily. The plane was shaking as it had hit turbulence. Suddenly, the plane was struck by lightning, and it was going down fast. Passengers were screaming in fear. "Help! Help! The plane is going down! Help us, please!" Eva shouted in panic. Bam! Eva opened her eyes and found herself under the bed. Her heart was pounding, but she felt relieved. It was just a dream, a bad dream, a nightmare, in fact. Okay, so we know Eva was dreaming. Number 18. Based on the passage, what season is it in Australia? Okay, pack warm clothes. It was cold. Cold. So, spring ni musim bunga. Summer musim panas. Autumn musim luruh. Winter musim sejuk. Answer is D. Winter musim sejuk. It was cold there. Okay, 19. Why were the passengers screaming? The plane had hit turbulence, the plane was crashing down, there was a loud noise, the plane was going down fast. Okay, if you look at these answers, A to D, semua ni sinonim, semua ni hampir sama. So untuk awak dapatkan jawapan yang tepat, yang mana satu, kenapa penumpang ni screaming, menjerit. Okay, kita kena tengok balik story tu, cari ayat exactly bila passengers were screaming in fear. Okay, kat sini passengers were screaming in fear. Tengok sebelum tu lah, sebab selepas ni terus ayat Eva menjerit dalam panik, help tu Eva dah jerit, meaning tengok ayat sebelum passengers were screaming in fear. Ayat dia ialah suddenly the plane was struck by lightning and it was going down fast. Kapal terbang tu disambar petir dan sedang terhempas dengan pantas. A salah, bukan hit turbulence, bukan langgar apa-apa, awan ke, ribut ke. The plane was crashing down. Close, hampir tepat, tapi kita tengok C dulu. Loud noise, no. So D, the plane was going down fast. Ini yang paling crashing down dengan going down fast is sangat hampir sama. Tapi yang lebih tepat dalam ni ada the plane was going down fast. Mana? It was going down fast. So jawapan dia ialah D. Okay. And then number 20, where was Eva actually? Di manakah Eva sebenarnya? A, B, C, D. On a plane. Tadi betul. Salah satu tempat yang Eva berada tadi betul, on the plane. B, in Australia. Not yet. Dalam mimpi dia pun not yet. C, in her house. Betul, sebab dia mimpi je. D, at the airport. Tak langsung, tak ada pun dalam mimpi pun tak, dalam real life pun tak. Tapi sebenarnya dia kata actually ni sebenarnya. Jadi Eva kat mana sebenarnya? Eva dekat dalam rumah dia. She was asleep and she had a nightmare. Okay, so tu je for today, question 1 to 20. Kita akan sambung section B in a few days. Okay, I hope you guys have had understanding. I hope you guys understand everything. Kalau tak faham boleh WhatsApp je lah. Okay, bye.